That's weird. That's weird. Kind of weirding me out.
You are a sad, strange little man.
Crazy. This is crazy. This is crazy. Isn't that weird?
That's weird, man.
It's strange.
What's up, campers? Welcome back to episode 176 of Camp Strange. I am your camp counselor, Alex Tobin.
And I'm your other camp counselor, Tuna John.
And we're back to bring the spooky, wacky, weird, strange, and nasty. Ooh. That's a Tuna John word for you. And it kind of works with the fucking name. I ate tuna just a little bit ago.
Oh, I thought you said you hate tuna.
No, I ate tuna today, just like probably an hour ago.
Like a can?
2 cans.
Oh,
that wasn't a bird joke either. 2 cans. No,
boy.
I like tuna. I just know it's like I'm just trying to be healthy, so it's like I don't know.
Yeah. As a child, I remember not minding tuna, but now when I look at it in a can, it looks like cat food, and can't do it.
It is technically cats love it.
Yeah, I like a good what's that called when it's
tuna sandwich?
No, like the seared tuna with like
that's like ahi tuna. Isn't
ahi,
it?
yeah, I like ahi with the pepper around the edge and
stuff.
Oh,
that's good. Yeah,
I like that.
It's weird. They're not. I don't know
chicken of the sea.
I don't know what a regular. I know what a regular tuna looks like. Do you know regular tuna are like gigantic?
Oh yeah, and they're really fast.
Yeah,
they're hard to catch.
Yeah,
yeah.
But then fish. I don't know what an ahi tuna is. That the same thing? Ahi tuna. Is that a type of fish?
I guess I always assumed it was just the way they prepared it, but I guess there could be more of a tropical tuna.
Oh, it is like a more tropical tuna.
Ooh, that's fun. Is it bigger or smaller?
Ooh, it looks about the same size.
Okay. Tuna talk.
Atlantic bluefin tuna. Welcome back to Tuna Talk. We're talking tuna. Anyway, tuna's all right.
Your host, Tobin Tuna and Tobin John.
It's Tobin John. Is that what you just said?
Tuna John.
Oh, okay. Alex Tuna and Tobin John. What is this podcast, man? Anyway, we got to catch
really
up on.
Evolved.
We got to catch up on any of the weird news you may have missed before we catch you up on these fucking stories we got for you. And I got one right here. As man turned into King Kong and threatened partner with knife after being served cauliflower cheese on his birthday.
Honestly, I get it.
What's cauliflower cheese?
I don't know. I'm guessing it's cheese made out of cauliflower, but I'd be pissed too.
So
did he carry the individual to the top of a skyscraper?
I know it's a very strange comparison, but it says a down end. I don't know where down end is. Anyway, Bristol. I think it's Australia. I don't know. A down end man became so enraged when he was served cauliflower cheese on his birthday, he turned into King Kong, a court heard. Timothy Robinson looked dead in his eyes, telling his partner, "Do you want to see the real Timothy?" Dude.
That's always a good opening statement when you're about to go crazy.
It says, with that, she began how, looking like King Kong, he began snarling, took a bread knife out of a drawer, and held it.
Are we sure this isn't like a I think you should leave thing?
Sounds like it.
Because it's you said Tim Robinson, right?
Oh shit, Timothy Robinson. Wait, was there a bit that I missed? I didn't watch the last 2 episodes. Did I miss a bit?
Yeah, no. I don't. It might have been scrapped.
Well, that's why he's the real Timothy, because this is
he was having too much fun on the zip line.
That's all that. So he took a bread knife out of the drawer and held it 4 centimeters to her face. Mercifully, a friend of the couple who had come for tea grabbed Robinson's arm, but Robinson managed to grab her throat and squeeze it. Jesus.
This is my kind of birthday party.
It says the 46-year-old pleaded guilty to 2 assaults, strangulation, assault, occasioning actual body harm. What is that? I don't know what that means. Threatening with a blade, blah, blah, blah. Oh, shit. Judge Michael Longman jailed him for 2 years and 9 months. All over cheese.
All over a little bit of fake cheese. I get it.
Well, I don't even know what I just like how she's like he looked like King Kong.
Yeah, I mean, there's like there could have been a better reference to
Looked
someone
like
who
a
ever
demon.
weld a knife.
Yeah, I feel like you got to be like pounded on
Michael
your
Myers?
chest. Yeah, Michael Myers is like the most expressionless face you can think of.
Haunting, but didn't he use a kitchen knife for a lot of shit?
Yes, he did, but like to look like Michael Myers is just like like deadpan. Like he doesn't.
Unrecognizable, man.
It's a mask.
Yeah.
Um,
wait till you see under it, man.
It says he is thoroughly ashamed about the way things have gone. He says his behavior towards her does not reflect the kind of person that he is. I don't know, man.
I'm not King Kong.
Yeah, he look
It's
like
me, Timothy. I'm not King Kong.
Denzel Washington. He's like, King Kong ain't got shit on me. But I'm guessing cauliflower cheese. What the fuck is it, man? Because I don't know how cauliflower can be formed into any sort of cheese.
Well, cauliflower is pretty tasteless.
Oh, cauliflower cheese is a traditional British dish. It can be eaten as a main course for lunch or dinner. I don't care about that. Consists of pieces of cauliflower lightly broiled and covered with a milk-based cheese sauce.
Oh, I figured this was like a vegan thing.
I thought so too. I mean, maybe I'm reading like the wrong. I mean, I bet there's like multiple forms of this, but seems like it's not like he got. I don't know. It's
I
weird.
assume this was a story of like deceit.
Yeah, exactly.
Upset.
Because
Yeah.
if you get like take a bite of a burger and it turns out to be Beyond Meat, you're like mad. But like that's just like if somebody showed up with like a pie and you loved cake and you're just like, are you fucking kidding me? You brought pie?
Yeah.
You want to see the real Timothy? The Timothy without cake in his stomach? I'll show you him. But yeah, he pulled a knife. That's crazy.
Yeah.
Oh.
I guess you just never know. You got to test your loved ones with cauliflower cheese.
The court heard how, in February, Robinson strangled the complainant until she went limp, gouged his fingers into her eyes, and headbutted her 7 times to the head. So I don't think it was the cauliflower cheese that was the real problem.
No, that was the callus.
Oh my God. And he has the gall to say, this doesn't reflect who I am.
Yeah, I guess I could see King Kong headbutting a few people. Or some buildings.
I was going to say, if you, sure, we've all gouged someone's eyes out. We've all headbutted someone, but both together? Come on, guys.
You never do both. That's
Never.
too much.
Anyway, so that's kind of crazy. Don't give this man cauliflower cheese. That's all I'm saying.
It's going to be his last meal before death row. See what happens.
Fart. Oh, that's gonna be like you have the death rattle. He's gonna have like the death blowout. He's gonna be like
It's going to be an absolute nightmare for the janitors.
yeah.
They're the real victims on this one.
I hope they have that window where people can watch on the other side, and it's just like the whole window just fills up
Yeah.
after
Just
they,
from the ceiling to from the
Yeah.
floor to the ceiling, wall to wall.
Welcome to the splash zone.
All right, 3 teens arrested after killing and eating New York's village prize swan. Police say.
I fucking saw that. I didn't look into it. They
thought it was a big duck.
But like, this is for first off, this is for Memorial Day. That's not like a traditional like, oh, we have to have like a goose or like a turkey or like a ham.
Yeah.
Kind of like a barbecue day.
Yeah, I don't know.
And they killed it at a park?
They killed it. They said they believe they killed it at the park when they mistook the prized swan as a large duck.
But that's the thing. Are you allowed to fucking like go to a park and just kill a duck?
Probably not.
No, I would assume not.
No. But yeah, they dragged this big ass bird by its neck back to their house, and their aunt cooked it.
I was gonna say, I was like, okay, so what? Like, first off, how do they even know how to prepare a swan?
Yeah, that was the thing I was confused too, because I was like, when I was a teenager, I would have had no idea what to do with a full ass swan.
You still don't know what to do with a full ass swan.
Yeah, I do.
You don't know how to defeather a swan.
Yeah, I do.
You start pulling on it.
I've done a turkey.
You've done a turkey?
Yeah.
Like you shot a turkey and like defeathered it and everything?
Did I not tell you this?
No.
Yeah, I went turkey hunting like 2 months ago.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
How was that experience?
Very fun.
Oh, I did know that you went hunting. I didn't know it was turkey. Oh no, we did talk about that.
Yeah.
Because we talked about what kind of gun you use to kill a turkey.
Yeah. That was a blast. Good bonding time with the old father-in-law.
Uh-huh. How was the turkey though?
Haven't eaten it yet, but planning on to soon.
You just what did you just chop off the like? What do you do? Chop off
it's
the
a
head?
whole process, and it's violent.
Is it?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm not gonna go into detail.
Did you cut
All I'll say is gutting a fish.
You make a
is
cavern
nothing to
in
me
it
anymore.
Because you have to make a cavern in that bitch, right?
Yeah. You got to clear it out.
The death blowout. Sometimes wish the turkey would just have a death blowout so you could save some time, right?
Yeah. Easy
Yeah.
cleanup.
That's crazy. That's like I'm not a big like duck guy anyway. I've eaten duck a couple times, like at Chinese restaurants when they like wrap it in the tinfoil. It's good. It's fine.
Yeah.
But I'm never like, ooh, I could really go for some duck now. That's kind of like, I feel like that's a French and like Chinese thing, right? I feel like the French eat a lot of ducks, and I feel like Chinese eat a lot of ducks. No?
Yeah, I like my chicken, I like my turkey, but besides that, I don't know. Duck's fine, but I don't love it.
Yeah, I don't know. It's like rabbit.
Can't say I've ever had swan.
The French eat a lot of rabbits too. I'm like, I can't think of an animal I want to eat less because it's like not saying it tastes
You'd rather
bad.
eat a cat or a dog or a horse
Well, they're tasty.
more than a rabbit.
No, I'd eat a rabbit first, obviously.
I would eat a rabbit. Let me tell you.
But I mean, like, they got no meat on them. That's the problem. I would eat like these animals if I was like in a situation where I'm hunting for the food and we're gonna prepare it. It's fine, but like I'm never like should we go get rabbit from the store? It's probably way more expensive and not that much meat. It's probably pretty gamey. I don't know. I think it's just
I can't think of a supermarket that sells rabbit.
Yeah, is it more tradition that people? I mean, obviously people like what they like, and foie gras exists for a reason because people like it. But like, I don't know. Is it just tradition kind of leading the way, or is it like because I don't know.
Well, I think rabbit was a popular thing to eat in the olden times because they just reproduce so quickly that it was pretty easy to have a lot of them.
Yeah, Mary Toft, that woman who gave birth to all those rabbits, she just shoving them up there.
Yeah, marinating them.
Oh, that's why the rabbit stew tasted off.
Tastes like copper.
Rabbit tastes like fish. Okay. Okay.
You got another story?
Yeah. I got another one. Man accused of trying to break into Daytona Beach home while fleeing from ghost. Sick. What a good out. What a good excuse. So, a man and a woman were arrested Tuesday evening after trying to break into a Daytona Beach home, Florida. It's going to happen. And, they give the address. That's weird. Upon arrival, police found a man, 38-year-old Andrew George, lying on his back, covered in blood and crying out in pain. An affidavit shows. And it also says a woman, 36, Natasha Cachurio, was found with him. And while speaking with the pair, police found that they had gotten a room at the nearby Travel Inn, but after hearing the bathroom window open, they demanded a refund on the belief that someone had been trying to break into their room. The court states that both George and Cuchorio then fled towards Beach Street while believing that a shadow was following them.
Okay.
And they began running around the parking lot. They're on drugs, dog. Come on. So they were running around the parking lot, said they were being chased by an unknown person, and they became separated when he ran away and fell into the water.
Classic.
He got out of the water, then raced to a business where they began knocking on the door, picked up a chair and smashed a window. Oh my God, this keeps going. The residents of this home they broke into were awakened, hearing cries for help outside. As a result, the woman in the home went out to investigate, seeing both George and Couturier on the business front porch. Oh, it's like a business, I guess. And they said, please help me. And then when the woman asked what was going on, George immediately turned and ran at the woman, causing her to run back into the home and lock the door. He's just pounding. How did he start bleeding? Did he break the window?
Probably.
So the ghost was chasing him. George continued saying he ran to the business but was unable to get in due to God telling him Couturier was a bad person to hang out with. And then he also said he decided not to enter the home because he could hear children's voices and he didn't want to scare a child. Oh, that's kind of nice. But wait, He did go in. Oh, investigator says George admitted to taking Molly, another name for ecstasy, that night, which George blamed for his bad choices. Well,
so when you brought up ghosts, that remind me of something I saw earlier today. Oh yeah, he looks like he's seen a ghost or two.
That's George, and that's the Couturier lady.
Okay, yeah, they look like they've seen a ghost.
Look like they've taken Molly.
What I was saying was I saw a video earlier that was talking about wacky high school mascots.
Uh-huh.
And one was in Wisconsin, in the town of Cowacuna, Wisconsin.
Uh-huh.
And this the high school of Cowacuna's mascot is the Galloping Ghosts.
That's really cool, actually. Or is it a ghost horse?
They have a statue in front of a ghost riding a Mustang.
Okay, so it's kind of like a headless horseman thing they kind of got going.
Yeah, it does. It did say in here the people that made the statue had a difficult time making sure that the ghost did not resemble a Klansman of any type.
Oh.
They did a good job. It looks like a ghost. You know, it's very rounded head.
Oh, a nice. They did like the old classic bedsheet look.
Yeah.
I guess that is like the most traditional. Why is that the most traditional looking ghost shape?
Because they're not a physical being. You can't really you want to put some dude carrying his head, bleeding everywhere.
Yeah, I guess you're right.
A sword through his neck.
Well, I think that actually just, if you really think about it, it probably goes to like ghosts have always been a thing. People are like, I saw something and it was like white and it looked like kind of like a human.
Specter.
And there's like the first Halloween ever. There was one guy who was like, I'm gonna go as a ghost, and he just dumped himself with like chalk, and he's like covered in chalk. And then like his friend like shows up and he's just wearing a sheet with like 2 eye holes cut out, and they're like, I think that was the better move. I think the sheet
and then he got canceled.
Then he got canceled. Yep.
Yeah, he's doing white face.
Yep. Chalk face. We call them chalk faces.
Oh, man.
But no, it's probably just like the costume. I mean, I assume that's probably why we still think of it, because somebody was like, this is the easiest fucking costume, and I don't have to like coat myself in a fine powder.
Yeah.
Anyway. Yeah. So we're just like cracking all these fucking mysteries for you if you're curious.
Yeah.
Tuna, duck, ghost.
Well, I've got another mystery that was apparently cracked today in my hometown.
What?
So in the last couple of months, there's been several bomb threats.
What?
Called into my old high school, where I attended the old high school, which was the topic of our first episode.
Oh yeah, what was the guy that like lives in the rafters in your theater?
Yeah, the auditorium is haunted by an old student who died. I forget the name of him. That was like what, 5 years ago?
Something like that.
Too long. But yeah, so there had been a string of bomb threats and stuff like that had been called into my old high school. And today they announced that they have caught the kids doing it. But the way they caught them is kind of funny because our school district is 4J, like the number 4 and the letter J.
Mm-hmm.
and a 4J employee found a Instagram account that was anonymous, but it was saying that they accepted payment for them to call in bomb threats to high schools.
No way.
And the FBI got a hold of it, and they were able to track the account to someone. And no information about who's involved because it said that they are minors. So obviously they can't really release any information on that. But yes, they caught those scoundrels, those rapscallions.
This might be the craziest thing to ever say ever, but like, if they like lived in Russia, would they be like okay because they're in a different country, or would they be like, hey, Russia, you need to arrest these guys? They don't
have a jurisdiction. I think it would be advised to the local authorities to deal with it. But
so can we like prank Russians? Can we start like an Instagram account and be like, we'll send your Russian neighbor a dead goose?
Okay.
No, they'd like that. They'd like that.
Where are we gonna get the dead geese?
No. It's got to be something worse than that.
Okay.
A bomb. We'll just do. We're not original, no.
Yeah,
but like
we don't actually have to do it. That's the whole thing. You call it in.
Yeah, we'll get their rubles or whatever they got over there, right? What do they pay for?
I feel like this is a felony. Are we doing a felony right now?
No, it's in Russia. That's the point I'm trying to make right now. We're actually heroes.
Yeah, but that could start World War III, you know.
Well, one hero's got to do it, and it's gonna be me.
I think we should get to these stories.
I love Russia, but I don't know. I'm just trying to think of any Russians out there who are listening. For all of our American listeners, I hate Russia. For all of our Russian listeners,
man, you've never even been to Russia.
Dude, I haven't. Have you?
I have.
No, you have not.
Yes, I have.
You're a fucking liar.
No, it's actually the worst story ever. You want to hear it?
Sure.
When I was coming back from Prague, when I lived in Prague for a while, I had a layover in Moscow.
Yeah, not the fucking college town.
Yeah, and I had a 21-hour layover there.
Hey.
But with that silly country over there, Russia, you need a visa to leave the airport. So I had to hang out in the airport for like 21 hours.
What?
It was awful.
I mean, you can't really go many places. I mean, it's still 21 hours. You could go a couple places.
I could have at least left the goddamn airport.
Yeah. Russia's like outdated as fuck. I watched that Tetris movie with Taron Egerton.
Yeah.
I feel like not a lot has changed since the 80s over there.
Yeah, the airport was not great.
Yeah. Interesting place.
The only thing that was open was like a Chili's, believe it or not.
They got Chili's?
They had a Chili's in the airport.
I take it
Or maybe
back.
it was Applebee's. They had one of those like bad chains.
I've always been an Applebee's guy. They got Applebee's in my hometown, but you know.
Yeah, I remember I think I spent like $21 for a quesadilla, and it was awful.
Really?
Just terrible. Yeah.
Just like fucking cauliflower cheese in that bitch.
I felt like they served it with cauliflower.
Did you go King Kong on Russia?
No, I probably wouldn't be alive if I did. I behaved myself. They were eyeing me. They knew they knew exactly who the fuck I was.
They knew who I was. They're like David Stokes.
I was radiating American energy.
They're like tuna. That's tuna. Terry Tuna. What's his name? Wait, what's your character name?
Tuna John.
Tuna John. Comrade John. Comrade Tuna.
I will say at that whole airport, not a smile in the whole airport.
They don't smile. They don't need to smile.
No.
Anyway, are we caught up on the news now?
Yeah.
Are we caught up on the news? Okay, good. Because I got a fucking story for you right here. And I forgot to write an intro, so let me just fib this one. Right, here we go. Now, David, I forgot to write an intro. So, as we've talked about in the past, werewolves are one of the big ones. You know, it's up there with zombies. It's up there with vampires. It's up there with mummies. We haven't covered a lot of mummies. Yeah. And we've covered another story on this podcast of the Werewolf of Bedburg. I don't remember if you remember that episode, but I think the episode is called I Sold My Soul and All I Got Was a Stupid Belt. That was like really early on. That was like episode like 8 or 9 or 7.
Yeah.
But it was about a guy who, in early, I was gonna say, I don't know what year. I'm just gonna say early Europe.
Yeah.
He was in early Europe, and I think a German guy he would wear a belt that would turn him into a werewolf. But guess what, David? He wasn't the only one. It wasn't just adult men wearing belts that were turning into werewolves. No, 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 no. It was also children in the forests that would also become extremely popular amongst the tabloids at the time, whatever tabloids they have.
Were they going King Kong?
He was going King Kong on them motherfuckers. But this was in France. And interestingly enough, the reason that there is like not so much information, but enough information on the story is because I guess there was a place that held a lot of like French documents in terms of like 1700 crimes and trials and stuff. Or actually, it was early 1600s. This took place, but they had a bunch of documents there, but the place burned down. But this story was so sensational and so like out there that multiple people kept documents about this. So there is still a like trail to this story. So today we're going to be talking about the Werewolf of Bordeaux, Jean Grenier. So in the spring of 1603, in the tiny French town of La Roche-Chalais, just outside of Bordeaux, a 13-year-old by the name of Jean Grenier came bounding out of the woods and up to 3 young female cowherds as they tended to their flock. I didn't know they're called cowherds. I thought they were cow herders. But
yeah, that's like a old timey, or maybe that's what they call them in Fressois.
It don't matter. They got the cows. So as he approached the girls, the first thing they noticed about the boy was his rough appearance. That's women
nice.
Be judging us too. Okay.
Oh, like not like like a scruffy nerf herder, but like
more like a
hobo.
Like a stick and bindle werewolf.
Okay. Like not cool.
Like a mentally ill boy who thought he was a werewolf. That kind of vibe.
Okay.
I can't believe women are judging all these mentally ill werewolf children.
They're trying their best.
So, he was thin and dirty, dressed in only rags, sporting a filthy mat of hair, and nails, teeth, and eyes resembling that of an animal instead of a human boy.
He's just a boy.
He's just a boy. He needs sustenance. Give him a Slim Jim. So the boy approached the girls, asking, "This is cool. This guy is fucking cool." The boy approached the girls, asking which one of them was most beautiful, because I would like to marry the chosen beauty. Isn't that funny? He's like, which one of you guys all vote? Who do you think is the most beautiful?
Yeah, he's like, I don't care, man. Whichever you guys pick.
I'm going to be honest. I've been having sex with trees out in the forest, so I'm not real updated on human beauty. I'm more of a nature guy, so I'm taking highest ranked. I trust your guys' instincts. Who's most beautiful?
My eyelids are covered with ticks. I can't open them.
And by the way, whichever one of you vote on the most beautiful, you're going to have to marry me. So that's going to be cool. So the ghouls, Jesus Christ. They're all ghouls. None of them are beautiful. He had to go find his princess somewhere else. The girls tried to ignore him and continued on with each other about the recent wolf attacks in the region. This caught Jean's interest as he interjected, claiming that he wasn't afraid of any wolves in the area. He ain't afraid of no wolves. Yeah. He's bragging about the wrong shit, because then he said, when the girls challenged his statement, he doubled down, claiming that he himself was a werewolf, and that the young boys and girls were much more pleasant and delicate to eat. Did he think that was going to work?
I've heard worse riz, you know?
Yeah, that's true. He ain't got a fedora. I've been eating children. She's like, well, you wear deodorant and you're not wearing a fedora, so.
How do you milady tip your hat with no fedora? It's not, you can't do it.
I think he probably like curtsied. He held out his dirty.
He picked the feces out of his teeth.
He's wearing his dirty burlap sack and he kind of curtsied it and just like, but he's like, yeah, I like eating small boys and girls, and they're like, that's crazy. I love tuna and duck, and they're like, wow, we have so much in common. But that did not happen because, frightened by the statement, the girls ran back home, leaving the wild boy to lurk back into the forest. But soon enough, Jean Grenier would resurface because he's kind of in bragging mode right now. If you're gonna find out anything, he thinks this shit that he did is cool, or he thinks that people are gonna actually be receptive to it. And
They're not.
newsflash: eating people is not cool amongst the masses. So you see, these girls were not the only people Gene had begun bragging to about his crimes, as it was said that while working as a servant on a local farm, he confessed to an 18-year-old female coworker that he had attacked a 13-year-old girl named Marguerite Piror one night during a full moon. I don't know if he understands this, but he's like hitting on these women by telling them that he's attacking other women.
Yeah. It's confusing.
It's confusing.
It's
is
hard,
this like,
you know?
Is this like is this what those guys were doing when they were talking about like negging?
Pretty much.
He's like, I wouldn't even attack you. She's like, what? He's like, I don't know. I just don't attack your type. Like,
You don't look tasty enough.
I like brunettes. I attack brunettes. She's like, oh, I kind of want him to attack me now. He's so dirty and gross. He smells of rabbit. So,
And you know, it seems to work for Johnny Depp, you know?
it's true. That guy smells like Sauvage, though.
If you're lucky.
That's his cologne, I think.
It is, yeah.
It's one letter off from sausage. Think about that. I think it's close enough. I don't know if it's the exact, but it's, So you see, Marguerite was tending cattle. The girl that he attacked was tending cattle when the wolf-like creature with red hair and a stumpy tail came out of the woods and tore her clothing with its sharp teeth. She was able to avoid being bitten by protecting herself with a pointed iron staff. Hell yeah.
That's sick.
Hell fucking yeah. Yeah, if you don't have an iron... If it was like early 1600, I would like have like two
I'd
guns.
have a sword.
Yeah. I'd be walking around in like a suit of fucking armor.
Why not?
I'd be like-
You're a classy, established gentleman.
I am.
Distinguished gentleman.
Would you say?
Established.
I am established too. People know.
Yeah.
I've been here for a while. He's established that man is a gentleman. So Gene bragged that he would have, he's bragging to this 18-year-old. He goes, well, I would have torn her limb from limb if I had not already eaten 3 to 4 children that day. And she's like, that's cool. So you have a motorcycle? Like, hey, babe, you want to go out and get some children? It's on
hungry?
me. I'm
Hey, you
paying.
hungry?
Honey, you haven't even touched your child. Oh, okay. I back that up.
Not good,
I didn't know
huh?
that was gonna come out that way.
Yeah, it did.
It 100% did.
But you know what? We're still going after 100.
We can't edit this podcast.
75 episodes.
If you think we're gonna edit that, you think that we put enough time and energy to even do? No,
I don't
no.
even listen to this anymore. I just make note of where we have a goof and I just snip it out.
Yeah, we're really fucked when they use all this for evidence and and our ghost Molly rampage.
I mean, AI could make us say anything at this point.
That's true. Yeah, we've
So
fed them.
what's the point?
We've fed that too much.
Yeah,
We've fed the
said
robots too many.
We've said
things.
too many words.
They're gonna have my southern accent down by the time I get to episode 400.
That voice is gonna be running for president on a fake face, and we don't even know it.
So multiple people came forward with these accusations, being like, "Yo, there's a weird little fucking creep in town." Okay, and Gene was quickly brought in for questioning. Of course, unsurprisingly, Gene confessed to everything. He's a bragger, man. He's like, oh,
He
what?
loves the limelight, man. He can't get enough of it.
Does he just like think that like these aren't illegal things to do? Like, I don't really understand where he's like, yeah, I'm just gonna tell the police what I did too, and they're like,
Yeah.
well, that was illegal, and he's like, I didn't know eating people was a fucking illegal. I've been living in the forest for 14 years.
I'm
Actually-
hungry. The ultimate defense, man.
So, actually, he'd only been in the forest for I think about 3 years. I think he left when
Oh,
he was
that's
like,
nothing.
yeah, he joined the forest people at like 10, which we'll
Oh.
get into.
Easy.
Yeah, so he should have known some of the rules. So, bragging all the way along about his origins as a werewolf and his past crimes as well to the police. So, Jean Grenier claimed at first that he was a priest's bastard. I'm guessing priest had sex with lady. They're not supposed to. Woman gave baby up because she didn't want it.
Yeah.
So he made it sound like he was an orphan. But eventually, he changed his story to confess that he was actually the son of Pierre Grenier, a cruel father who abused his son and drove him to run away from home. So sad. Immediately, you get like some pity points, but yeah, did eat so many children apparently.
Yeah.
At least he's claiming it. Yeah. So the night he ran away, he was herding cows with another young man apparently, when the young man introduced him to a tall, dark man dressed in dark clothing and riding a black horse. Johnny Cash is in the forest again. You got to meet him. But this man lived in the woods and was known as the Lord of the Forest.
That's a cool title.
Honestly, I'm just waiting for my promotion at work.
Yeah.
Do you think that they can make like work titles a little bit more fun?
Yeah, we should go back.
Also names. I should be Gimli, son of Gloin.
Okay.
You know?
Did you just make a short joke at yourself?
No, I made a warrior joke. Gimli's one of the most underrated characters in that.
Yeah, he's royalty.
Why'd you bring up the short thing?
You
I'm
did
5'8".
it.
I'm
You
5'8".
did it.
I'm 5'8". That's normal sized.
Yeah.
Everyone says it's normal sized when I'm begging them. It's normal sized, right? I got to get this on the fucking record because every single time we go on the podcast, I get an inch shorter. And there's nothing wrong with being short in the first place, okay?
Hey, the older we get, the more we shrink.
Your eyes cross every day.
Yeah.
They get further and further together.
Yeah.
Those pupils.
Me?
Yeah, you fucker. Okay,
It's
I don't know.
because I can't stop looking at that growth on the bridge of my nose,
Anyway. So,
which is also getting worse.
that's not getting shorter, I'll tell you that much. Getting longer, taller, stronger.
So
So
learned Portuguese. I don't know.
It did. It's becoming sentient. It's a Portuguese boil. So this guy, fucking Lord of the Forest, the dark man apparently dismounted from his horse upon meeting Grenier, and then my favorite part of the whole story, kissed him coldly on the mouth.
What does that mean?
That means the Lord of the Forest came down and fucking kissed him on the mouth.
What does kissing coldly mean? Like unpassionate?
He gave him a cold kiss. I don't know what that means.
I don't really want to do this, but here, take it.
No, I'm guessing that like the Lord of the Forest might have been like a dead guy. Like he's
He's a corpse. Okay.
Yeah, well, like maybe, I don't know, but like he's definitely otherworldly because like people are supposed to be warm, and he was not warm.
Okay.
He's also kissing children on the mouth.
Yeah.
Strange children.
If you're like a demonic spirit, that's fine.
Yeah, because it's not like sexual in nature, right?
No.
It's like, I don't know. People kissed each other on the mouth a lot more back in the day. Was that a thing?
I don't know. There are a lot of diseases back there, so probably.
Excuse me?
Well, I mean, the Black Plague. Everybody's kissing each other, getting the Black Plague.
I would actually think that people would probably not be kissing each other after the fucking Black. Oh, you mean before Black Plague?
Yeah.
When was the Black Death? What year was that?
It was for sure not in the last like 15 years.
It was definitely not. It was 1346 to 1353. And you guys were fucking complaining about the pandemic. These guys had fucking
60% of the world died.
they had 7 years. Oh my God, there's okay. Then they got Spanish flu, Great Plague of London, Third Plague pandemic. Oh God, there's like a lot more than I thought. Okay, never mind. That shit
was
kept
not
coming
the world's
back.
first rodeo.
Yeah. We forget. We always forget. Yeah,
We
that
just-
was
we just,
way
we
worse.
we just had Sam Smith crying on his patio of his $10 billion home with 3 pools.
Was he?
Oh yeah, about how hard it was to be locked in his house that had like 3 fucking pools.
Oh, it was
So
tough.
hard.
It was
Yeah.
tough. So
hero.
he's kissing people. Okay,
Sam
so
Smith.
him too.
Okay.
Not kids. I hope not.
Uh.
You know. But so Jean claimed that he ran with a company of about 8 or 9 other werewolves when the moon was low, and that one of his accomplices was actually his own father, Pierre Grenier. So he ran away, but the dad's
What a
like,
name.
"Hey, I saw you doing werewolf shit. I joined the club." Like,
I'm a cool dad, just like you, son.
yeah, he's a
I'm
cool
just trying to
dad.
connect.
You want to? Yeah, you could have a sip of my beer. One sip. You could take one dog lap out of my beer bowl.
You could take the neck down, okay?
Who says that?
I don't know.
You already have your dadisms. So, Jean also named another accomplice named Pierre Laborat, who underwent the same treatment at the hands of the tall black gentleman. Jean told the courts that Laborat was the one who kept Jean's magical wolf skin that transformed him, and also a jar of a sort of salve or a cream that was gifted by the Lord of the Forest. I'm guessing that you needed like the cream with like the wolf skin to like do like a full transformation.
Yeah, daddy's cream.
Or or if anything, if he is telling the truth, like the cream might be like a hallucinogen.
Probably.
You know what I mean? Like some kind of drug that would be like PCP today or something like that. I don't know.
Yeah, make you feel like a wolf man.
Exactly. So Jean even offered to get the items for evidence in court. He's like the most willing criminal I've ever heard of. He's like, I will go into the woods and get you like all of the evidence that you need. Like that, I think he really wanted to prove that he was a werewolf. Like he was like, no,
he sounds more like a were-rat. You know what I mean?
Oh, he's like, he's like the guy in the mob who's like, he doesn't know the code, so he's walking around being like, then we ran up and we're like, bang, 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 and we shot Tony Two Knuckles right while he was taking a shit. And
On the corner of 6th and Palmdale.
Yeah, where he was taking a shit.
I have videos of it on my phone. Watch this video, just loudly giving all the
Tommy
evidence
Drop
and-
Trow. Just fucking shitting in the middle of the street. That guy was a pest.
not a part of the family.
He had to be dealt with. So, but yeah, and then the other mob guy's like, this guy's a fucking piece of shit. We got to get rid of him. So, Jean even offered to get the items for evidence in court, like we said, but that he would need to retrieve them from Laborat, who lives in a house in the forest, where he gnaws at a metal chain around his neck. And inside the house are various men being roasted, boiled, or burnt.
Which one would you pick?
Boiled.
I was thinking boiled too.
Because like boiled would be like kind of nice for like a little bit.
Yeah, and you got to put into question how quickly they can really get the heat up to give you a good boil.
Because roasted seems the worst, right? Roasted means
Yeah.
that you're cooked to perfection.
And they're probably rotating you.
Yeah.
Like a rotisserie.
Yeah, like they have me on the spit with like the apple in my mouth, and I'm like tired, and they're like turning me. But like roasted and boiled take the longest, but burnt might be the quickest. Because
Yeah,
they're probably
but
just
what if it
they're
was
doing
like,
the chili.
You burned me. I'm out. I'm good.
What does that mean?
To what extreme qualifies burned? You know what I mean?
Charred. He's like,
Yeah.
like you know when you put like a big
Like
shishito pepper on like just like the actual stove instead of
Like
putting it on the pan.
Like Uncle Owen. after them stormtroopers came through.
What about the ant too? Wasn't the ant burnt?
I can't remember her name.
Aunt
Yeah,
May?
they were both.
I'm thinking of fucking Spider-Man now.
Yeah.
Aunt.
Owen and.
Is it May?
No, it might be.
You look it up. But yeah, I think burnt, because burnt will just be like, you know, they probably char you on the outside, but then they peel back the skin and you're nice and tender on the inside, you know? So,
Yeah.
I don't know. Maybe burnt, but boiled does kind of seem nice for a second.
Oh, we're idiots. It's Aunt Beru, of course.
Oh, so his name's Owen and her name's Baru? Hey, it is on a different planet.
They farmed moisture, which is kind of funny.
What does that mean? They formed a moisture.
They farmed moisture. They're moisture farmers in the desert.
Is that a sexual thing? The husband one day was like, he's like, oh, what do you guys do for work? And Luke asked them, and he's like, your aunt's a moisture farmer. And she like slaps him on the shoulder. She's like, shut the fuck up, Owen. He's 10 years old. And then from then on, he went and told people that his aunt was a moisture farmer.
Yeah.
And his dad was a wood carrier.
Yeah.
They're just like sexual. They're like overtly sexual aunt and uncle. So gross. I'm glad they got burnt to death.
They got charred.
They got crisped.
Yeah,
they were
they did.
crispy.
Yeah.
Okay, weird thing. No one else in Star Wars dies like that.
Getting torched.
Yeah, I want to see one stormtrooper with a fucking flamethrower.
Hey, you know what? The
Did they just leave the lightsaber in them and it like cooked them longer?
No, the stormtroopers didn't have lightsabers. They
Oh,
definitely
yeah, you're right,
had.
you're right.
They definitely had.
Vader could have done it.
Well, they had stormtroopers with flamethrowers. The Fetts, Boba Fett, Jango Fett, both had flamethrowers.
Oh, do they?
Yeah.
Okay. Still might take a while to get that deep of a burn. That deep of a char.
Oh, they put the flame on them for a good hour.
They're like, we're sending a message. Like, really, we got to keep burning them? Like, yeah, you got to keep doing them.
I feel like some Jawas got.
Actually, there's no moisture on that planet, probably let alone in their bodies. Like
burn quick.
Yeah, they're like tinder. There's like,
yeah.
He like dropped a match and it like lit him on fire immediately.
The stormtroopers gave a high five and it sent a spark from their armor and just landed on them.
Yeah, he looked like the dad in Hereditary. He's like, like when she throws the book in the fire. Okay, so Grenier soon joined the wolves to run through the country by the light of the moon wearing a wolf skin. Grenier told investigators that he lusted for the flesh of small children, which were tender, plump, and rare. He said that he was hungry when in wolf shape and often killed dogs to drink their blood while it was still hot, but it was not as delicious to his taste as that of young children. Veal. I don't eat veal anymore, but I get it. It's
Did you eat it often?
No, once I found out what it was when I was like 12 years old, I stopped eating it.
I don't know if I ever had veal.
It's good. You get out like Italian restaurants, they have like veal parmesan and like veal saltimbocca and stuff like that, but
Yeah.
it's just like so fucking sad. I can't handle the misery in that dish. Veal's baby cow, for anybody who doesn't know. It's like they keep them locked in cages and then they like kill them before they could even like form any muscle. It's like the fucking saddest thing I've ever. It's like foie gras. Foie gras is duck liver after they fucking overfed ducks to like the point where they explode, basically.
Yeah.
So I don't care how delicious it is. I can't sleep at night. There's ducks and fucking baby cows staring at me, calves staring at me in my dreams. So his first human kill was on the first Friday of March in 1603. When he killed and ate a little 3-year-old girl. I'm not laughing at that.
It sounds like you are.
Well, I don't think... Okay, here's the thing.
These are what he's saying. It's not like...
Yes.
Okay.
I think he said he claimed to have killed like over 50 people.
Okay.
And not saying people didn't die, but I don't know if like he actually did this or if it was like a wild animal. Because he says... He went on to describe many similar attacks where he corroborated that were corroborated by witnesses and victims. One report said that he admitted eating more than 50 children. Okay. One incident was when he was asked what children he had killed and eaten while transformed into a wolf, and said that once he entered a house when he saw no one but found a 1-year-old child in a cradle, and he took it by its throat between his teeth, carried it behind a garden fence, and ate as much of it as he wanted. So I think something like that actually happened, but I don't know if he did it. He might have done it. That's probably the most terrifying part.
Okay.
Because this next thing was like also none of this is hard evidence. It's kind of like circumstantial to a point because it says investigators knew that the boy was troubled, but was not sure if he was an actual killer or if he made these stories up. But one incident in particular raised red flags for the police. Jean claimed that while in his werewolf form, he hurled himself upon a young girl wearing a black dress and who was watching over lambs. He killed her and ate as much of her as he wanted, as he said in the last one too. The thing that made the story alarming was that Jean stated, "I pulled her dress down without tearing it. It has been observed that real wolves tear with their claws and werewolves tear with their teeth, whereas men know how to despoil girls they wish to eat of their dresses without tearing them." To the surprise of the police, the girl's dress was not torn and was of crucial forensic significance in this case. So that's like the most alarming part of that, because they did know where the girl was. They know who she was and the black dress and everything. And he kind of like, it's basically when police go, we won't release this piece of information because there's going to be people who come forward and go, I did it. And they go, okay, like, what was left there? And he basically was like, I know a detail about the case that no one else knows. So regardless, it didn't look good. So just to wrap this up, 2 physicians were called to examine the boy, but concluded that he did not really turn into a werewolf. Of course, they would say that. Big Medical would fucking say that. But only imagined he did, of course. One claimed it was mental illness, and the other claimed it was a result of demonic possession. Regardless, the court found him insane. Due to his supposed insanity, Jean Grenier was not sentenced to death, but instead the judge in this case sent Jean to a monastery in Bordeaux where he would be confined for the rest of his life to live with monks at a church in a monastery. That very same judge would visit him at the monastery 7 years later in 1610 and describe Jean as lean and gaunt, with glaring, deep-set black eyes, long, sharp, fang-like teeth, and claws for hands. He would fall upon all fours and moved with great ease. Then, when attempting to walk upright, Jean still insisted that he was a lycanthrope.
Whoa.
And then I read something else that said, just to really take the air out of the room, that they went back and he was acting like a lot more normal. So like,
wait, so
like,
they went back again and then he was normal?
It's hard to tell. One made it seem like they went back one time and he was like kind of struggling, but that was like more of like not 7 years later. It made it seem like they went back like 3 years later and he wasn't doing well. And then they went back like many years later and they're like, yeah, he was acting like much more normal now.
He was like reading the newspaper.
He was like pissing on the newspaper. Yeah. No, but like, I don't know. Like all that.
He's getting
like
food off the counter.
He was like, yeah, it's just like all these stories just like they have that sense of telephone where it's like what actually happened. But the thing is like the documents themselves that they still have, they have like the court documents like describing like what happened and what he said. And I was like, whoa, that's like really interesting for something that long ago. Cause most of it is like either, gone, burned up, lost. It's like, it's not there anymore. So it's like kind of cool to even see something that is like somewhat confirmed,
Yeah.
So, but that's the story of Jean Grenier, the werewolf of Bordeaux.
All righty, Tobin. In today's world, we are surrounded by some real nasty boys. some scary boys and some simply pointless boys. And I'm talking about the animals that we walk freely with. That
Werewolves.
Us.
Werewolves.
Yes. Including, yeah, sure. But today I wanted to do a little list of some sort of the boys of the past who are no longer on the roster.
What does that mean?
So here is a list. So I talk about some extinct boys.
Oh, okay.
Some creatures of the past.
Oh, okay. I'm in.
So yeah, this is a list episode, which I don't think we've done one in a while.
No, I don't think so.
So first up, this little freak is actually the reason this list was made. Because like most of our list episodes, it comes down to a good topic that there just isn't enough to make a full episode out of, but it's so good that we just gotta talk about it. But with that said, I guess we'll just get into it. So this is the Bonacon. You ever heard of a Bonacon?
Is that a snake?
It sounds like a snake.
It does sound like a snake. Okay, what is it?
Because it sounds like a boa constrictor, kind of, just abbreviated. So the Bonacon was actually something my sister had sent me, knowing that it was a animal we would have loved to talk about. The Bonacon, also called the boasis.
This sounds like a snake. It's a bonus snake that we didn't know about.
Or the bonacho.
The what?
Bonacho.
That's a Mexican snake.
That's a bundle of Mexican snakes.
It's a bun. Yeah, covered. It's kind of like spaghetti, almost like spaghetti.
Yeah. So this was a legendary creature that was described to be a bull-like animal with inward curling horns and a horse-like flowing mane. Just beautiful. This creature is brought to us from drawings of medieval times showing the creature with reddish-brown or sometimes black fur. But who knows what color it truly was? I don't think they had the whole color spectrum yet. You know, he might have been lime green. I don't think they'd seen lime green yet.
Chartreuse.
Or like a hot pink.
Chartreuse.
Chartreuse.
Chartreuse. What color do you think chartreuse is?
Teal.
Nope. I thought it was purple.
What?
It's fucking lime green.
Oh. Is that like the official name for lime green?
Chartreuse is actually a liqueur. A French liqueur that is lime green, and they named the color after the liqueur.
Okay.
Somebody asked me, he's like, I think it was like Chris was like, do you know what color chartreuse is? I was like, purple. He's like, nope. And he's like, no one knows. You guys
Except
ask your
for
friends.
I'm Chris. I'm the only person in the world that knows.
No, because somebody probably fucking roasted his ass on chartreuse. So don't worry, no one knows. Somebody knows. Some alcoholic. If they know, if they guess it, call them an alcoholic.
Yeah. Even if they're an art major, call them an alcoholic.
Yeah, fuck them. You don't know more than me.
So, as I noted before, this creature had backwards facing horns. So,
inward. You said inward.
Doesn't matter. They're not facing forward.
What is it? I was trying to figure out what that meant. Inward facing horns, like a bull. Like they go inward and they're like that, like a.
No. So what?
Like they're going inward, like an innie belly button.
No, when I said inward, it was because the word facing was a typo, and I just rolled with it. So it's actually backward facing horns. So they're like going backwards.
Kind of like a ram.
Well, a ram has a curl horn, but sure.
But like that same general shape without the curl.
Yeah, it's just shooting backwards.
Like Hellboy.
Almost like a billy goat.
Like Hellboy if he still had his horns.
Yeah, sure.
Okay. Don't say Billy Goat, it's Hellboy.
Okay, it's Hellboy. So like I said, they're facing backwards, which is not very good for self-defense. So that might make you wonder, how would this animal protect itself? Well, its defense mechanism is what leads us to talking about the Bonacon today. The
Is it a
Bonacon,
stinky bitch.
it was a nasty boy.
Oh no.
Let me tell you, it's a nasty boy. The Bonacon was said to expel large amounts of caustic feces from its anus at pursuers.
What's caustic mean?
The feces would burn the skin or any part of the person's body that the shit hit, making
The
for an
shit
easy
hit.
escape. Yeah. So its shit would burn your skin.
That's Tommy Drop Trow. Deadly. That's why we had to fucking light him up in the corner. That'll burn through cement, burn through the pipes in the city. That's what I mean by caustic. It burns.
Yeah.
It sprays caustic shit.
It's like chemical. Yeah.
Whoa. Iron asshole.
Yeah. So the first known description of the Bonacon comes from Pliny the Elder.
Oh, Pliny. Yeah.
Pliny the Elder's Naturalis Historia, which was a book, which read, there are reports of a wild animal in Paeonia called the Bonasus, which has the mane of a horse, but in all other respects resembles a bull. Its horns are curved back in such a manner as to be of no use for fighting. And it is said that because of this, it saves itself by running away, meanwhile emitting a trail of dung that sometimes covers a distance as much as 3 furlongs. You know what a furlong is?
Not even close. I couldn't even tell you like a guesstimation of how long a furlong was. I know Edward Furlong from the Terminator.
Well, that's not that. That's completely irrelevant.
He's John Connor.
Okay. So 3 furlongs would equal to be 604 meters.
Once again, I'm like kind of a foot or a yard guy.
Well, there's...
I'm just going to be completely transparent here. I don't know how long a meter is.
All right,
I can guess
it.
like that's kind of far. Wait, do you know how long a meter is?
Well, a meter stick is a yard. So 3
Okay.
feet, 1 yard.
So 106 meters is 347 feet. Fuck. That's a powerful asshole.
And then it continues after saying that.
Oh my god, it's 115 yards. It's a football field.
Yeah.
Is shit a football field in distance?
In caustic shit.
In caustic shit.
He continues saying, contact with such scorches pursuers like a sort of fire.
It's like napalm. It just sticks to you and melts your skin.
Yeah, I could only imagine it's hard to get off. And God, I could imagine the smell.
Oh. That's really bad.
Yeah.
Where's this? Patagonia? Where'd you say? Pangola?
I think it's somewhere in like England.
Oh, okay.
It was
you say Pangola?
Paeonia. Paeonia.
Paeonia.
Yeah. I don't know. Doesn't exist anymore.
Yeah, I'm gonna Google Paeonia. I want to find out where it is. You keep going.
So we're moving on to our next nasty boy. Where is it?
Did you say it was Paonia?
No, Paeonia.
O-E. Say it again. Fuck. Paeonia. Yeah, that's too many vowels, dude. It's a kingdom. In antiquity, Paeonia is the land and kingdom of the Paeonians or Paeonians. What the fuck?
That's helpful.
The exact origin of boundaries of Paeonia, like early history. It won't tell me where fucking this kingdom is. Oh.
Go Google Maps.
Change
the date.
Ancient Greek? It's like Greece area?
Oh, okay.
Greece? Yeah, I think so.
Okay.
Yeah.
I assumed it was England because all the like drawings of it look very like old school medieval English art.
Oh, okay.
All right. So next of our nasty boys, this one also resembles a bull, but only in stature, and that is the Forboimus pattersoni.
Huh?
And now with the Phoeoboromi coming from prehistoric times, there are not too many accounts, obviously, of what this guy's shit was like. So we don't know what he shit. I'm assuming it's nasty, though. But if it's anything like its ancestors, I will go on a limb and say that it would cause some serious trouble. So what is interesting about the Phoeoboromi? Well, one of its many nicknames is Ratzilla.
Whoa.
Based on its fossilized remains, it, like many from its time, was a larger-than-life version of what we've got today. So with the nickname Ratzilla, you could imagine it's just a big old nasty rat. But how big would you say you want to take a swing at how big these prehistoric rats were?
Like minivan?
Give me
That's like pretty fucking big, right? What?
Give me some footage.
Oh god. Like 6 feet long.
These rats were 10 feet long.
Oh fuck! I was gonna guess that.
With an additional 5 feet of just nasty bald rat tail.
An additional how many feet?
5. So these things were 15 feet long.
Oh my fucking god.
Luckily, these guys were herbivores. But, show me a rat that turns down a New York City slice of ground pepperoni pizza, and I'll show you Barack Obama's birth certificate. I don't know. When I was sitting there writing it, I was like, I don't know how to end this, and I'll show you. And I was like, fuck it. We're going to go conspiracy theory here.
Well, it's true.
Yeah, show it to me, Barack. Come on, Barry.
Come on,
Barry O, show it to me. I'm doing the hand thing over here.
Oh, yeah.
Like you're holding a coin.
Let me be clear. Let me be Ratzilla. I did not eat that pizza.
Now,
that
Michelle,
was a group
I want to be Ratzilla tonight.
That was a group of teenagers who all live in the sewer. They're green and ninjas, if I may say so. That's like a horrible Barack Obama.
Your impersonation makes me think you're on one of those like spinning wheels in playgrounds.
I'm like, hey, where do you... Yeah.
Michelle, get me off this thing.
That's pretty good. You have a pretty good Barack.
I don't think so. But so today, these boys still have their descendants walking on Earth, which if you want to get a little closer to them, it would be one of my all-time favorite animals, the capybara.
Whoa, that keeps coming up. What the fuck?
Yeah, so they looked, based on like their bones and the images, they looked a lot more like capybaras, but they were 15 feet long with long tails.
Okay. No, it's just weird because capybara got brought up last night. It's my Netflix like icon logo on like the Netflix app. And someone's like, "Do you have a capybara as like your..." I'm like, "Yeah, I forgot I did that." And then like today I saw a picture of a capybara and I was like, "Oh, that's weird." And then you fucking brought it up.
Yeah.
Are they coming back?
Well, before HBO turned into just Max, my account on mine, because I share it with a few other people. Sorry, HBO. It used to be just... my name was Okay I Pull Up, and it was a picture of a capybara.
What does that even mean? Is that okay? I pull up. I'm out of the after party.
You just be doing
it's a meme, right?
He be doing his thing. Yeah. So what I was gonna say?
The braids.
I'll continue. And if I know one thing, I'm glad these giant rats didn't make it through the Big Bang, because the Black Plague, coming back to it, would have been way, way, way worse with those big old shits radiating bubonics.
I don't think anybody could even get fucking close enough to that thing to get the Black Plague. I would like immediately start running.
Yeah.
I feel like it's the smallness of like, by the way, we all know it wasn't the rats who caused the bubonic plague, David. It was the fleas on the rats.
Yeah.
The rats were vectors.
Say, imagine the size of a flea on a.
Oh my god,
15-foot
baseball-sized flea hitting you in the dome piece.
You just take an ounce of your blood in one
You just
suck.
got fleed.
Get drained like a mummy.
It goes, you got fleed, and then it just gives its like fucking sick ass like bass riff, just like a little Red Hot Chili Pepper.
With those arachnid legs.
Does Flea from the Red Hot Chili Pepper have arachnid legs?
Yeah. He's got 8 of them.
He's got a scary mouth, I'll tell you that much.
The mouth on that guy haunts me.
Scary. He's the fucking voice of Donnie from the Wild Thornberries.
Yeah. If you want to call it a voice.
What's that?
Did he ever like pull a Groot thing and just be like, I love you guys?
No, he's never. Oh, you mean as Donnie?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah, he ever just drop a sentence on anybody?
That would be fantastic. I wonder.
Yeah. All right. So, Tobin, what does the name Terror Birds sound like to you?
Really
like
cool minor league baseball team.
That's a good one. The Terror Birds.
Terror birds. But like pterodactyl of some sort, right?
Yeah.
That's what I was kind of thinking.
No. Well, we all know we have variations of terror birds today, with the damn seagulls who won't quit until they get a French fry, or the park geese who crave nothing but blood and fear.
And to be cooked.
Apparently. But what if I told you they were nothing compared to their ancestors? Here we go again, baby. The faux Russia hockey day, a.k.a. Terror Bird, was a nightmare that roamed North and South America about 2 million years ago. I can hear you yawning.
I'm not yawning. I am yawning, but I just get fucking tired all of a sudden. Sorry.
These bad boys were in our lands.
Okay. Wait. Where? North America?
North and South America.
Oh.
2 million years ago.
Okay.
These birds could grow to be 10 feet tall and had steel-like beaks that were so strong and sharp that it could brutally murder animals by striking downward from that 10-foot height hard enough to vaporize their target's skull in one hit.
Yo. Vaporizing skulls?
I don't think that was the right word, but I thought it sounded cool.
I thought it sounds cool. But, also at the same time, I don't think beaks have... they're still pretty tough.
Yeah, most of them are. I mean, it's all evolutionary. It depends on what they're eating and stuff, but...
Yeah, true. Cracking nuts or fucking vaporizing skulls, I guess, but...
Yeah.
10 feet tall fucking bird?
Yeah, imagine just, 8 feet velocity. You're, sitting down eating breakfast at a campfire. It's 8 feet of velocity, just cracking your skull in half. God damn.
I want that delicious brain meat. They just looked at us like nuts. They're like, look at this nut with
fleshy
legs.
nuts. Get the good brains. So they looked like an evil version of the dodo bird. So I'd like to imagine whichever alien designed all this said, let's make one goofy as fuck who will probably extinct itself with stupidity. And make the other one full of terror and violence. And they're going to be like cousins.
I love how they just named one terror bird and one dodo.
Yeah.
Really reinforces their behavior.
They just kind of look like 10-foot dodo birds with sharper beaks.
To be fair, terror bird went extinct first.
Yeah, it did.
So it goes to show you, sometimes you don't want to be the biggest, baddest in the room. You want to be the one that no one's even going to mess with in the first place, you know?
Yeah.
You paint a bullseye on your back if you're terror bird.
Yeah.
People want that
out to get
iron beak.
So next nasty boy, let's get a showing of hands. Who hates scorpions?
Oh, I like scorpions in theory. I don't want to be near them, though.
I think they're very cool.
Yeah.
I think they're pretty cool, but I also have never really lived in a place that they exist.
Yeah, I've never had one in my boot or anything like that, or my bed.
Let me just read the rest of this real quick. Now that I say I've seen a few in the desert outside of LA, but I have not been around them long enough to ever have one in my damn boot. See, I wrote that.
They like the boot.
They love the boots.
I've seen tarantulas out in the desert, and I'm like, that's so weird that a tarantula is out here. And you forget that they're like every animal was once a wild animal before we like domesticated them. I don't think tarantulas are domesticated.
Nah.
It's just in a cage.
Yeah.
But
Sounds kind of shitty.
it's weird just to see like a tarantula. I mean, tarantula is like the scariest fucking name for anything. That's scarier than terror bird. I don't know why.
Yeah.
Tarantula.
Because it's a word of its own.
Yeah.
Projects fear.
It's like some things are like meant to be scary. Like Amityville is like a scary word to me now because like Amityville horror, like like that was always. People ever look at that and go like, "That's Amityville. I'm going to Amityville." It's like, no, that's always a scary. No, it sounds scary to me.
Yeah, that's what I was agreeing with you. Like, saying like it sounds like a fun time.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I think a few people who fear them would think that the water is a safe place from scorpions. But if you go back 460 million years ago, and you take a little trot over to Iowa, of all places, chances are you will see a Pentacopterus decoraenesis swimming around, which is just a fancy word for a giant 5-foot-long water scorpion who would eat a lot of fish, but wouldn't shy away from striking for an animal who's going for a swim or getting a sip of water.
Oh my god.
Just a big old scorpion.
And here's what you guys don't think of, okay? There's an afterlife. It's got those things in them.
That's true. All of these animals that are extinct are waiting for us in hell.
They're waiting. They didn't go to hell. They didn't do anything bad.
No.
Because, I mean, their moral compass was different.
Just being alive, we're all going to hell. Let's face it.
I guess
you turn the radio on for 30 seconds, you're going to hell.
Wait, did everybody start going to heaven after Jesus came to earth? Like, is that the rule of the Bible? Are they like...
Was there a pre-Jesus heaven?
Because, like, yeah, that's a fucking great question. The guy who died right before Jesus showed up was really fucked.
Yeah.
They're like,
he's just standing in a white room.
He just got sent to Enterprise rent-a-car.
He's still in line for that.
He's in a fucking like slightly stained chair in an Enterprise rent-a-car.
Nothing to live off of except for Snickers from the coin machine
and little jelly beans at the fucking front desk.
50-cent coffee.
Yes, out of styrofoam cups.
Yeah, he's just eating the styrofoam.
Welcome to fucking hell.
He ran out of money like 2 million years ago.
His dealer is a fucking scorpion, a 5-foot-long scorpion.
Every time he asks if his minivan's ready, he gets a strike in the neck.
Oh god.
There's something funny about a scorpion strike.
Like, it is. Well, it's funny when I'm picturing him wearing an Enterprise Rent-A-Car t-shirt.
Yeah, he had a little hat on.
Yeah, he's got like a nice like collared shirt that's like kind of silky, like a stretchy material, but it's on a scorpion.
Yeah, dry fit.
Yeah, like a dry fit.
He's always in the
shirt.
water. He's got to get his dry fit
on.
on.
Yeah. And then he just strikes you in the neck when you ask about when you try to get full coverage, he wants you to like crash. He wants you to crash. Don't get full coverage.
That 1996 Astro minivan. Okay, so now for our last terrifying extinct creature, I decided to save the most terrifying for last.
Whoa.
And that is the walking worm.
Oh, fuck that.
It's a worm that walks on legs.
No
or
way.
Tentacles. We're not entirely sure due to preservation issues.
Because worm have no bone.
Yeah, but it's believed that this 2-inch worm had several legs like tentacles that were like a squid or an octopi, which it used to walk along the seafloor, and these tentacles would have mouths on the ends, so it could easily eat while walking. That's what I call efficiency.
You said that's good. But you said that these worms are extinct when I'm like fucking looking at a little 2-inch worm with legs right now through my fucking phone.
Oh, is that me?
Yes, you're the 2-inch worm with legs.
Cool. Stomp on me.
Gotcha.
So even though with today's world where we have things like alligators, bears, and wolves that are all very terrifying, just remember a few million years ago, we still had them, but they were all the size of a school bus.
That's true. It's true. They're all bigger. Everybody took.
I mean, we had alligators that would kill T-Rexes back then, so.
Yeah, fucking insane. There must have been warmer. I feel like in warmer climates you get
You
bigger.
grow.
Yeah.
I know I grow when I'm warmer.
What? Wait, so just to go back to walking worm, do you say it was walking on the fucking bottom of the ocean?
Yeah, just scour it around for debris.
Okay, that's a little bit better. I thought it was walking on land. I don't want no worm. chasing
I
me.
don't think we ruled it out if it would come out and walk on land. Who
True.
knows?
I do want my worms as helpless as they can be.
Yeah.
You can't trust a worm that can catch up to you.
Yeah.
I want to be the one helping the worm. I want it to be on the sidewalk when the sun coming out, and I'm like, oh, I'm playing God, and then
Well, I mean, what if this
push him over to the
worm
crack.
what if it could run like 10 miles per hour?
Holy
Doesn't sound
shit.
that fast. Doesn't sound that fast, but I'll tell you what. You see something moving 10 miles per hour, it's much faster looking when it's 2 inches.
If something moves at 10 miles per hour, an animal already can has better stamina than me. Every animal on Earth has better stamina than me. So if you
I
can
can think
run,
of a few pugs that probably don't.
honestly, I'm not even sure about that. I might have. People have said I have the nose of a pug. I have the airway of a pug. They've said, and the asshole.
The diet.
Yeah, the exposed asshole of a pug. But god damn, no, I don't like any of those. I especially don't like 5-foot scorpion at Enterprise Rent-A-Car. That one.
No, that's a nightmare.
Nightmare fuel. Like you didn't clean out the cup holders when you returned the car.
You've had enough coffee.
You've had enough coffee. Okay, well, it looks like we caught you up on all of the mythical and extinct creatures in this episode. And I guess that wraps it up today. So thank you guys for tuning in. We love telling you these stories, and we love when you stick around and listen. If you guys want any more information, go to Camp Strange Podcast on Instagram. And if you guys want to rate, review, subscribe, you can do that as well. Share with a friend, or send us an email at campstrangepodcast@gmail.com. David, do you have anything to fully say before we fully leave?
Wear your helmet when you're biking or skateboarding or rollerblading. Wear a helmet.
It's a good one. Scootering.
Yeah, scootering, wear a helmet.
Yeah.
Even driving sometimes, wear a helmet.
Amen, brother. When you're renting a car from Enterprise Rent-A-Car, wear a neck brace. Yeah. And a helmet. Because if he doesn't go for the neck, he's going to go for the head.
Just get one of those big cans of peaches, cut it in half so you can easily open it, put it around your neck.
I'm more of like a baseball park
like
nacho cheese can.
Oh.
You know?
Those are kind of small, though.
Those are gigantic.
Oh, I'm thinking the little personal ones that some places give you.
No. The big metal can, the industrial size
like
nacho
little coffee
cheese.
cans.
Yeah. It's a good one. Put that around your neck.
The one that all your grandparents hid their weed in.
Grandpa's hiding his weed at the bottom of a giant vat of cheese.
He'd always say the cop dogs can't smell it.
He's like, what do you mean I was supposed to take the cheese out? Smoking that cheese.
All the kids are calling it cheddar, so I thought I'd add to it.
Grandpa's off the cheese again. Okay. I think we'll wrap it up there. And don't forget to stay strange.